Hi guys, it's me. So today I'm going to show you how to make these adorable little Happy Mail envelopes that you can send to your friend. This project was inspired by Angela Green. She's a friend of mine on Facebook, and she shared how she made them there, and it was super fun. It got a lot of attention because I shared the post, and then I had like 2 of my subscribers were like, how did she do that? Can you ask her how she did that? And yeah, so it was really funny, and she was very generous. She showed me kind of what she did or explained it to me in a post. So these are definitely inspired by her and her wonderful mail art, and she's an amazing artist, and that's another reason why you should follow me on Facebook. You kind of get a sneak peek of what I'm working on, and you get inspiration from other amazing artists, because I love to share your stuff and just to share people's stuff in general. So it's really a super simple process, and they're absolutely adorable. It's just basically some doodling, which is wonderful, and you just make kind of scallops. It's very cool. This one I haven't completed yet. Okay, so I got these Kraft envelopes from Michaels, and then you're going to need just some really great papers to make your circles out of. So you can use old artwork, you can use jelly prints. I have some jelly prints here. I also am going to use some of my circle printables that I made, and I will put a link below if you want to buy one of these. They're $1 for a whole sheet of circles, and they're really fun to use in projects like this. So I think you get like 3 different styles, it might be 2, and then I just have some circle punches here. So just get a scrap of just papers that you love, and I kind of like the different size of circles, but you could definitely just use one size too. Sorry, and I'm going to open these scissors up and just trim away where I made circles before. And I love this one. This one was sent to me in Happy Mail. I love sending jelly prints or receiving them in Happy Mail. It's so cool. So let's do these painted circles first. So all I do is I just turn around my punch. I usually do one at a time. You might have to trim a little bit. And I love painted circles. They're so fun. You can use them on art journal pages. You can use them for stuff like this. So yeah, they're fun. Take this and slip it in there. And you can make your own painted circles. I did do a tutorial on it too, so I will link that below too, so you can see that if you like. I'm just going to trim off a little bit of that yellow, just so it fits in a little bit better, and I can get some of that black. So it is just a little bit of maneuvering, but it's okay once you get going. So there's one circle. And then we can do a smaller one here. And sometimes I can get 2 of them in like there. And I don't care if a little bit of white shows. There we go. Just like that. Alrighty, and you're just going to keep making as many circles as you need. I also have this small punch. And I don't have a lot of punches. I mean, I tend to get circles because I love using those. And and then I think I have maybe 2 flowers, and that's probably about it. So, but I do love using them. They're really fun for projects, and you can use a 40% off coupon at your local craft store. And this is a watercolor kind of doodle page that I did, so it's very colorful. So we'll make some out of there too. But just make them a bunch of different sizes. I think I have 1.5 inch, 1/4 of an inch, and then this is an inch around for circles, just so you know the punches. Alrighty. So you'll just make a whole little grouping of them. I have all mine here, all different sizes. You could just do one size too. And then I find the easiest way to attach the circles is with a glue stick. So that's what I am going to use. Let's see, what did I just do with my glue stick? Just had it. Oh, I put it down here. Okay. So just make sure that your envelope's turned right side up so that the flap is this way. Just makes it a little easier in the long run. Okay. all I do is start attaching my circles, okay? And I use big ones and small ones, but you could just use one or the other. And you just take it, and I do have my bone folder or a popsicle stick, and I'm going to make sure that they're all pressed down very well, okay? And then just grab another shape. This is a smaller one, and they will overlap a little bit, so make sure you put some at the very edge here. Can you see that? Let me bring it in a little bit more. So I'm attaching glue so because it'll overlap a little bit. Okay, and then we can add that one, two. But this is a great way to use up jelly print scraps that you have, or to use up beautiful printables that you've made or you've gotten that are full of your artwork. I really love to scan my artwork because you can use it for so many different things, so that's just a tip. So I tend to do both of the sides first, and I just kind of make sure that it's kind of in the middle of the circle so that half is hanging off and half is on the envelope, if that makes sense. Okay. And you could do all the same sizes. It really doesn't matter. So, but thank you, Angela, for letting me do this project that was definitely inspired by you and telling me how to do it. That was so incredibly generous of you. I know some people don't like to share, but I'm so glad that you like to share because I think lots of people will benefit from this. And she has great artwork. I really love her art. Just take that and just kind of smash it down a little bit, and then we can do the edges. And I'm just kind of, you know, watching my lines. I know that I'm going to do some doodling, so that's just what I'm doing, is watching. And I try not to put light colors too close to each other, so I kind of want a variety. I think that's what makes it look so cool. So just keep that in mind. And a little bit on that. See how I didn't stick that down very well? So I need to add some more glue. You want to make sure that it's stuck down. It just makes your life a lot easier right now. Very cool. So we're just going to kind of keep going until we have filled everything up. And sometimes the edges can be a little funny, so I tend to use a bigger one for the edge there. Medium size one. There we go. We'll stick that one down. And that way it covers up both. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have that gap like I had before. And you'll see it'll take shape. And then this is one that I cut out from before. So I'm going to go ahead and add that too. Because it's great because you can just automatically make another envelope. I'll show you once you cut off the excess that's hanging over the edge. So that's pretty awesome too. So that makes it so that it's not really that difficult to do this project. And you can space them however you want. This is just the way that I space mine. So, you know, make it your own. You guys are so creative, as I tell you all the time, because it's true. Very cool. I have a lot of proof of it. Okay, guys, there we go, just like that. Alright, and then I just go right ahead and I trim it up, okay? Because the glue stick you can work fast with, okay? And then you just go right close to the edge of your envelope. Make sure you don't cut it open, and you're just gonna cut off the excess circles, okay? And they stick together kind of like that, so you can just adhere that to another envelope. The same thing here, just like that, and right here too. So this is really fun way to make unique mail art. Alrighty. Okay, so that's the way it looks. Okay, very colorful and vibrant, very nice, okay? Very, very nice. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of scoot those over. Now, at this point, you could just start doodling and that would be fine, but I like mine sealed, so I'm gonna use my Deco Page Glue just to seal the circles in. Okay, let me grab a brush here. One of my knock around brushes, okay? Alrighty. Just like that. And then you're just gonna grab your favorite pens. This isn't glossy, but you could do matte too. I just like glossy. And this just kind of seals those circles in. So that's why I'm doing this, but you don't have to. If you have a really good glue stick, then you can just begin doodling right away. And plus I kind of like the shine. I think it brings out the colors in the circles a little bit more. So that's why I'm doing this, but you don't have to. This is a step that you can do if you want, and you don't have to if you don't want to. Just like that. And then you're just going to set it aside to dry. Okay, that's it. Ready? Just like that. Okay. So then you end up with this. Let me just close this up. My glue. Alrighty. With the brush. Okay. So then we're going to start doodling. Okay, and I'm going to bring it in just a little bit more. So this one has dried. This is how it looks. It's been sealed, and it just looks really cool. I just love it, okay? And you're just gonna grab some pens, black pens, Sharpies, whatever you have. My pens are not the best, so you can definitely just grab a Sharpie and go for it. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so first I am gonna kind of outline around the circles with black. With my black Sharpie. If I can, and sometimes the Sharpie will stop working. And you could use paint pens for this. That's primarily what I use because I get so frustrated with pens not working. So I will probably switch to that in a little while, but we'll see how far I can make it. Because it is very annoying when they don't work. And the only one, and I know that people get like the Signos, but I had problems with those. The Signo, what are those? 507, like they would not write on anything, so. Yeah. And you just trace around, that's all I'm doing is I'm just tracing around my little scallops. That's it. And you're just gonna doodle. So just kind of be intrinsic, and whatever kind of speaks to you is what you're gonna do. I'm just gonna do very simple one at first, and then we'll let that other one dry a little bit, and we can do like a broader line, if that makes sense. Okay? Ready? And then I'm gonna do some circles here. Let's do some down here. Let's do some crosses. Just a few. We're just gonna doodle. Alrighty. Okay. And then I can make maybe some dashes around some of them. So let's do some dash marks. And let's do one up here maybe. And doodling is just very personal, so. And don't compare your doodles with other people. Just kind of do what feels right for you, okay? Promise me you won't compare your doodles to other people. Okay. And this Sharpie is working surprisingly better than it normally does. But boy, I would give anything for a really good black pen. Like, I've been searching for one for a while, so. And white pens are even harder. I have the Signos, but those don't seem to work that well on here, so. So there's always like the great pen search, right? That all of us are on, like, hello, give me a great white pen. So this is my Uniball Signo. This is the angelic one, it's not the broad. I don't have any more broad ones, so maybe that's it. Maybe the broad one works better. Okay, so we can add some white too. And it kind of doesn't stay very opaque, so that's really frustrating. Like it kind of goes like this strange looking white that isn't as saturated as I want it to be, so it's like, oh, frustrating, but it's okay, we'll get through it. And I tell you guys about my frustrations too, just so you don't get frustrated too, or you know that it's not just you. That's very cool. Okay, there we go. You guys are my good luck charm, because none of these pins were working before. I was so frustrated, so this is good. Alrighty, and then in the circles we can fill those in with white, and I might have to use my white Deco Arts paint pen because they'll probably go a funny shade of white in a second, but we're gonna try. We'll see how it goes. We shall see how it goes, right? Okay, and then maybe I'll add a few little lines here in white. Yeah, see how it gets all funny on me? There we go. Add just a few little dashes of white. And I'll probably have to go over them a couple times. Yeah, it does not like going that way, this pin. Very good. Okay. So that's probably all we can do with the white one, maybe. Okay, but let's get out some gold. This is just a gold pin, jelly pin that I got from the dollar store. That actually works kind of well for this. I wish they made it in white. I think they have the science down. And you won't really be able to see it unless you're close up, but it does work really well. Add a little bit more white here. And it might just be that this white pen does not like my. Let's get the white paint pen out. I'm frustrated, so I'm gonna get out the white paint pen. And I'm just gonna make dashes, just like that. And they're thicker, you know, than I want them to be, but we'll work with what we have, right? Alrighty. Because I do want them to be seen, you know, like there's white dashes. Alrighty. Very cool. Alrighty, and we can go on some of these and we can make little dashes, white dashes too. But all we're doing is just adding interest, so just kind of keep that in mind. That's all you want to do. So use dashes, use different kinds of pins, use whatever you like just to make it your own. Okay, make a few little white dashes here. And maybe one with So just doodle until you're satisfied, basically, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's add a few of these gold crosses there. And I just like the gold. Like I said, you guys probably can't see it, but I can. Yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I can. Okay. Let's add just a, let's fill up that one. Oops. Just like that. Okay. Alrighty. Let's try. I have two of them out because I keep switching back and forth. Alrighty. Okay. But it's so nice to have that thin white line. But I'm going to give up there because it's just not working. Okay. But let's put some, let's get out. This is a pin that I got from the dollar store again. And we're just going to put some black lines between those white ones. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to add some gold too. Cool. And where do I have my gold metallic pin in range? I don't think I transferred the pin over. But the dollar store sells these really cool metallic permanent markers, so those are pretty awesome. Very good. So that's it. We're just creating just doodles and fun. We're having fun. Alrighty. If you guys ever find a wonderful white and black pin that work on every surface without any pain, then please let me know. Very good. Oh, but I like that a lot. Okay. Let's add a few dashes, a few gold dashes between some of these two. I just love the gold accent, so that's why I'm adding it. Very good. And I won't do it on that one. Okay, so I think that's enough. Maybe we'll add just a few white crosses too. Just like 3 or something. And you can't really see them, but that's okay. Okay, you drive me crazy. Okay, let's add a few. There we go. Alrighty guys, so that's the way it looks. Isn't that fun? So I really hope you enjoyed this project. I will work on this when it's all nice and dry. I will do more of these if you guys want me to, like if you want more like how to doodle, like you can make a broader line like I did for this one that I'm working on. And then this one I just did a really broad permanent marker, and then I put white dots with this pin. And this one is just full of a bunch of different doodles. So you can kind of just play with it. If you guys want to see another one, I will show you. And then all I'm going to do, which Angela did to hers, is add 2. Okay. So I'm just going to do some easy lettering. Alrighty. So I just kind of make a line, and I make it a little bit like a triangle shape. And then I'm going to make my T kind of the same way. So it kind of goes out to a triangle each side of it, if that makes sense. So that's the T, and then we'll do the O, just a regular O that I'm going to keep going around until I get it to the thickness that I like, just like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be even. And then I'll do some dots, okay, and then I can stick on my address label or write it, okay, and that just kind of finishes off, and that's it. Yeah, so I won't go over it again because I don't want any of my pins to run, but they're pretty well set, which is great, so you don't really have to worry about it. If you wanted, you could spray it with an acrylic sealer just to make sure that nothing runs if it happens to get wet by the post office, but it's great. And then you just put your address on. You can maybe put your return address here, and then I just love these beautiful circles and scallops against the craft paper. I just think that that was such a genius idea that Angela did. So super fun. And if you wanted to, you could go in and even doodle in the circles too, and that'd be great. Like you could add, sorry, I was trying to end this video, but I keep getting inspired. Like this one, I put little dots in. Can you see that? So there's a set of dots there and a set of dots there, so you could add stuff to it. Like we could make like maybe some squiggly lines here. So we could do squiggles, squiggle, squiggle. I can't really see, but I am making squiggly lines in the circles. And maybe on this one, we could just do some straight lines. So, I mean, you can go crazy with this. You can do as much or as little as you want. So, just kind of keep that in mind. There we go. Okay. So thank you so much, Angela, for this wonderful inspiration. If you guys want to see a further one, maybe I can do it in a live show. We can really doodle in real time on these, and maybe you guys can give me some ideas too. So that would be fun. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in a couple days. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and please share this video on your Facebook or on your Pinterest. I would truly appreciate it, okay? So I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.